Yeah, now we're on.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be doing a Facebook Live. This is our first time doing a Facebook Live together with my girl, my soul sister.
Yay.
Like, oh my goodness. This is HALLEY, and since I've met her, she's been a welcoming, warm energy, hands down. And every time when we catch up, it's so in alignment because we are dedicated to our alone time, which is the only way that you gain clarity. Okay? And inner work is always the harder work. So I'm so excited for this conversation.
It's the brave work.
It is the brave work. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hi to all the replay viewers. Sometimes it takes a while for people to hop on. But yeah, this is our first time catching up in a while. So just to start it off, the question of this title is how consistent is your alone time? You know, you're all about inner work. And we were just catching up now. So how consistent is your alone time?
So I live alone, which means that I wake up and go to bed alone every night. And I do a lot of, I'm a kind of a sensitive, more introverted being. So I do spend quite a bit of time like having to take care of my body, take care of myself. All up in this place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you say that's been a daily thing or like a few times a week?
Yeah, a couple times a week, but I will say that it's not easy.
Oh yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah, everybody would be like alone time, yeah. You know, every day, you know, like okay.
So the true test though, the thing that I've been really like reaching for when I am like because you can be alone and not be alone, right?
Okay.
Because we have a million ways to distract ourselves from ourselves.
Totally.
And so I've been really, and usually the reason why we reach for the things where we like abandon ourselves, like social media, our phones, or a drink, or like obsessive thoughts about someone, like all of these ways. So there's two main ways. I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place.
No, I love it. Like, so you're talking about outside things that we reach out to, which are distractions.
Yes.
Because it's about what you do with your alone time.
It's about what you do with your alone time.
Yeah, but where do you go with your alone time?
Yes.
So I'm happy that you're bringing that up.
Yes. And so I've been thinking a lot lately about how do we abandon ourselves, right? And we can abandon ourselves when we're having alone time. We can abandon ourselves when we're with others. And there are two main ways that like I feel like kind of umbrella a lot of different ways. So the first one is the ways that we numb ourselves, right?
Okay,
so
yes.
That's that Netflix. Shout out to Queer Eye though. That show is like changing my life. Do you watch that show?
No, but my friend Nicole was over the other day and she put on Queer Eye and it was amazing. The transformation. I love it. I love it
about that show.
Yeah,
it kills me. So
yeah.
So
numbing
so numbing, and there is a certain amount of numbing that is healthy for one
Thank
to
you,
do.
Tina. She's noting it for you. Yep, number one.
Thank
ways
you.
Number seven.
Thank you, Tina. So numbing, so that can be anywhere from like being a workaholic. That's a numbing thing, right? So, and then the other way that we like smoking weed, that's a number.
Any intoxicant,
and not that these things are bad.
Yes,
and that no one should ever do these things. I like to smoke weed; it brings me joy, but I have to really like do it in moderation, or else I will get hooked on that shit. And I'm, trying to be clear. The other way is merging with other people.
Okay, yes, that yes,
right,
yes,
and so that's another self-abandonment thing. And so we merge with other people when we try and fix someone else. We like leave ourselves to try and caretake someone else, right? I think that when we are obsessed with someone, that's a merge.
Yeah,
because you've left yourself and you're just like all up in that other person's everything, thinking about what they're doing, who they're doing. You know, like that is obsessive mergy energy. And it's really part of what happens to us when we haven't really gotten to know ourselves and like sunken in with ourselves.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And like we all do it. Like we all numb and we all merge.
Would you say majority, like 99 point, I mean, I'm telling you, we've all had this experience.
Yes.
And currently doing it.
Yeah, and we do it on the daily, right? Like, I think technology now is like the biggest, easiest go-to for the numbing.
I do inner work, but
yeah,
my
right?
numbing.
It's a number.
Freaking distraction. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And we don't have to be a slave to either of those things.
Yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so part of, this is like full circle now, part of what I've been really trying to do in my alone time is be really intentional with how I am feeling. Mm-hmm. And allowing that feeling to just be. And that is not always like I'm feeling stoked or I'm feeling happy or I'm feeling inspired. Like oftentimes it's like I'm feeling bored or I'm feeling just like blah or I'm feeling a little sad.
Yes.
And it's in those times that it's so important to just sit in it.
Yes.
Because the tendency is to try and escape it. You know?
Yeah.
And if we're always escaping, then we're never like dropping in with ourselves and like being able to hold ourselves. Mm-hmm. And when we can hold ourselves, then we don't have to be in codependent relationships. And we don't have to be like seeking.
Yeah, all the numbing stuff that you're talking about. Yeah.
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 So it takes a lot of fucking courage to be like, I feel bored and uninspired and I'm just gonna like breathe.
Yeah.
Into that. And allow it to be and not be mad at myself for it and not try and necessarily change it, you know? Mm-hmm. Just be in it.
Just be in it. And yeah, be kind to yourself for it. Be gentle with yourself. I've been talking a lot with self-compassion because, yeah, when we're faced to be alone and you feel the pain, you feel the boredom, you feel the being uninspired or whatever that's showing up, that it's any unhappy thoughts, especially, right? We immediately want to numb it, and we don't want to sit in it. We don't want to acknowledge it and even understand why.
Yeah.
And let your thought process take you on this journey where it's like, maybe this is a moment that I should be doing more of this so I don't feel this as much as more, you know?
Right.
So even let yourself answer your own question or, like what she said, understand you, the inner work of you, so you're not living this life of numbing. I love it that you're bringing that up, and the abandonment. You're abandoning you. How long have you left yourself?
Well, this is how I realized I was really abandoning myself.
Oh yes, let's talk. Yes, let's go there.
So
yeah, moment of abandonment. And
yeah,
and you're realizing that you've abandoned yourself. I love this. Okay,
it's the dream realm.
Okay,
the dream realm holds so many answers for us.
Yeah.
So my mom died when I was 22, and I've been having nightmares about her for the past 10 years. That was 10 years ago. And in these dreams, there's this scenario where she leaves. Like, she goes on she leaves, she goes out of town, and she's nowhere to be found, and she's not checking in. And I always thought it had to do with, like, because she died. But they say that everyone in your dream represents some part of yourself.
Sure. Yeah.
And so, like, in the dream, I'm being abandoned by her. And I notice that, like, when I binge watch on Netflix, like, I'm more likely to have that dream than when I cook myself a nice dinner and draw myself a nice bath.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And so, you know, it's like it's hard to go from, like, being on, like, a numb out circuit to being in, like, full self-care mode. So that's a journey, right? So we have to give ourselves little, like, milestones and little rules. So one that I give myself is that, like, if I'm gonna watch Netflix, like I have to do something good for myself before I do that.
Love it. I can relate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, even if it's my dishes.
Yes.
You know, like, take care of you,
your space, you, period.
And then you've earned the, like, because it's nice to turn your brain off if you've been active all day. It's
like, enjoy yourself, right?
Yeah, totally.
See, that's the thing. We're not saying don't enjoy yourself. If you enjoy doing this, you know, maybe it's not fulfilling, but it's just pleasure, right? That's the pleasure realm. That's okay.
Yeah.
But don't forget about yourself, man.
Don't forget about yourself.
Don't forget about yourself. Oh my gosh, you mentioned something that I totally related to. Oh, no, yeah, going back to that. That is so interesting, where it's like you notice the abandonment dreams lessened when you did more of you. So anything that's been showing up for you guys that's negative, perhaps you haven't taken care of it. And we stress about so many things. You know, we push things under the rug, we abandon ourselves, we let ourselves get lost in the distractions over and over again. But the things that you've been feeling, the unhappiness, yeah, wouldn't you think if you actually did do more things for you, less of those feelings would be there? See, that's such a tough journey.
Ooh, I got one on this topic.
Okay, go for it. Hi, everybody, by the way. Appreciate everyone watching. And hi to all the replay viewers. Feel free to share.
It's okay.
It's okay.
People be watching.
Share. Love you. Share if you feel like this resonates or can bring value to someone, as always. But yes, you were going to go somewhere.
So, as you were saying, Miss Quynhforthewin,
yes,
about how if you are not with you have to be with yourself to go on that little journey of discovery. Like, why am I feeling this way?
Yeah, to even have that time to even go there.
Yes.
Yes.
And so often, the thing that's happening within us is that we are believing a false story.
Oh, yeah.
About ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
And if we never do the work to examine what that story is, then we can't transform that story. And we have all the power, right? So, like, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes, girl.
And then, you can ask me whatever you want, but I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
Like, what are some of the, like, reoccurring false stories that you've really had to, like, sit in and hear and listen in order to, like, change?
Yes. Okay. So, talk about numbing and getting distracted, because social media has been my platform to share myself. Unfortunately, it's become a self-validation tool, and I'm constantly checking the likes right when I posted something to check and see, how many people have saw it, how many because one of the great things about social media, where you show up in your authentic self, the reaction you get from people and how much you're helping people, it gives you a sense of purpose and belonging, and okay, wow, I'm making a difference. So that's something that I had to sit with, because it's just like, seriously, Quinn, like you're checking social media way too much.
Right, or when you post something from your heart,
yes,
and then you don't necessarily get much feedback,
yes,
and then it's like, was that valid? Am I valid? Do I matter?
We all go through this, right? I was like, how come that didn't get as many likes as this? Mm-hmm. Or you let yourself like kind of like research, okay, well maybe it's because I posted at the wrong time, all this stuff, and then again, this is what I've learned. I was like, so I had to sit with that. I had to really admit that. I was like, okay, if there's anything that I'm addicted to, it's on my phone, especially social media, Instagram and Facebook. And so I've learned now, I was like, you know what? F the time, the schedule thing, the rules. Okay, you should post at this time so that more people see it. No, if I feel something that's on my heart, the only way that I can express it is when I'm feeling it right in that moment. I don't care if it's 2 a.m. or whatever, I'm releasing that.
Totally.
And that's living in the transparency and the rawness. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I had to sit with that. I was like, Quinn, you are one of those. You are one of those that's addicted to your phone.
Yeah.
So great question. Mm-hmm. Yes. So yes. So yeah. Anything else?
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm
gonna ask something back to you, or just there's something on my heart that I want to.
All right, I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
So you doing the inner work and all this stuff. Would you say you're being more in tune with who you are? We talk about this all the time, so I'm curious, if I was to ask you, so who are you? Mm-hmm. How would you describe it in a few sentences, or what words show up? What would represent you?
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah.
It's tricky to like self-describe.
Yes, self-describe. Yes, self-identify.
Mm-hmm. I would say that
or I was going to say, if there's been a quality that you've been consistent with, that you've noticed about yourself, that's
really helpful.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes. Quality about yourself, right? Mm-hmm. See, that would answer the same question.
The quality about myself that I am the most like rooted in.
Yes.
And like pretty proud of, actually.
Yes.
About myself, is that I'm really open.
Okay, love it.
Like I'm so just like, I want to hear like people, like really what's on people's hearts, and I want to share my heart.
That's why we friends,
Yeah,
we care about each other.
We really care.
Yeah. We actually care.
Yeah, and so part of that openness, like a lot of like, if we're really easily triggered, if we get triggered all the time, then you can't really stay open, because every time you get triggered, you shut down a little bit, and you shut down a little bit, and you build a wall, right? Mm-hmm. So part of like doing that inner work is like shedding layers, shedding layers, shedding layers, so that when you show up, you can show up with your full heart and your full self, and be able to hold space for someone else to be their full self. Because if you're getting triggered, then you are basically communicating. Even if you're trying to, even if you're triggered and you're like trying to hide it, you know, you're still communicating.
That's Christina.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're still communicating some message of like, you're not okay, you're not enough, like something you're doing is flawed and wrong.
Yes.
But if you're open and you've like dealt with your triggers, and like we all get triggered. I still get triggered all the time.
Oh yeah.
But like constantly working on my triggers. Like like I think that triggers, even though they're so annoying and they're so uncomfortable and they're actually can be very terrifying, they give us so much information about where we're at.
Yes.
And what we need to look at.
Yes. Again, sitting with it.
Sitting with it. So when you have a trigger, to like take that trigger and then go into your little zone and be like, okay, what about me is being reflected? Like, why am I so irritated?
Yeah.
To the point of feeling some rage, maybe even, you know? Like, what is that? What is that telling me about myself?
Yeah.
Then you can help, like, dissolve it.
Yes. Yes, you dissolve it. And so, I also want to, because when we talk about being open, I'm all about that too. You know, I want to hold space for people. I want to be this safe place for people. And, look at my triggers for sure. People say being open is being vulnerable, and that can be a tricky thing because then we get hurt. So have you experienced where it's like you're being open to someone and then you were hurt? I'm curious how you were, you know, have you experienced that where it's just like, okay, I'm just going to be open? Yeah.
I think I get hurt when I'm not open. Like, that's when it hurts, is when I'm hiding, you know, and I'm hiding something. It's like when you're having tension with a friend and you haven't talked about it yet.
Okay.
And it's painful because it's there and it's obvious. And then you're just like, all right, let's just talk about this shit and rip the Band-Aid off. Here's my truth. What's your truth?
Wow.
Like, I hear you. What you're saying is valid. This is where I was coming from. I'm really sorry that I hurt you. Right? Like that. Then it's like, okay, now we can heal.
Okay, got it. So she's talking about when you're being open, you're actually seeking to understand. You're opening up even more and to go there and not just shutting the door.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Right, yeah, that's important to know. I had a friend conflict conversation just yesterday, so this is very fresh.
Okay,
in
fresh
my world.
stuff. Yeah.
Super fresh. And one thing that I had to catch myself, like we want to be defensive when someone has a problem with us. You know?
Yeah.
We want to like defend ourselves.
We don't want to
be
be wrong.
we don't want to be wrong. But everyone's feelings are valid. Everyone's experience matters.
Yes.
So when she was the one that like came to me with the issue, right? Like she had an issue with something that I did. You know, it hurts when someone's mad at you and like
to bring it to light.
They don't feel like they can trust you in the same way they
that.
could. Yes, it's painful.
Yeah.
But like, and so you know, I had to just watch my ego in the whole thing, and my ego was wanting to like, you know, like defend myself, and then I realized like she just needs to hear that I am really sorry. Even if I feel like I didn't do anything wrong, because I really don't actually.
Big.
But like, I hurt her.
Yeah.
And I'm really so sorry for that.
Yeah.
Regardless of if I
intentionally did it or whatever.
Wrong,
yeah. Yes. Oh, that's amazing, right? And then where's your friendship now?
We're feeling into it. I don't know. Like we got to a good place by the end of the conversation, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that sometimes you just need a little space to like recalibrate with people. So we taking that.
We still taking that, and I super relate to that because we were talking about shame earlier. Yes, she said incredible things about you. She said Kelly does care and listens completely. Then 2 weeks later, she remembers all the details from before. That
I love you, Georgette, so freaking
This
much.
is how you know if you really give a shit, is if you actually remember, right?
So wait, all my friends can see I'm on Facebook Live right now?
Because I tagged you.
Okay. That's great.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Surprise.
Yeah. So, What else did I wanted to say? Thank you so much for your time. I always have so much fun talking about inner work, and I want to bring this to light because we are afraid. We're so afraid of doing inner work, and one thing that I would have to say is the self-compassion. You know, like we sit alone with our stuff, and we feel bad about it, and then it's easy to go the other direction where we're just talking shit. You talked about that recently too, talking crap about yourself. And then you're not getting anywhere. You don't feel no progress. So now you don't feel encouraged at all to sit in your pain anymore.
Yeah.
So would you say it's the kind, being gentle to yourself, and that's all encompasses just having freaking compassion for yourself?
Yes. I mean, a lot of the times we don't feel great. And that's enough, right? That's enough bad. Why would we layer that with another layer of being bad to ourselves?
Right.
You know, like one layer is fine.
Yeah, let's not have multiple layers.
Right, because then you can move through it way faster than if you have like several layers of feeling like bad and guilty and shameful.
Right, and would you say it just also starts with like just one thing at a time? You know, there's so many layers that people have. It's just like, dude, let's just start by being kind to you. And look at your thoughts, look at your feelings, and just go from there, you know. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, that's just way too much. That's just way too much. Now you're, you know, it's not in really a good direction, you know, in a healthy direction. But I would say like one at a time, right? Because we all start from somewhere. And you talk about your journey, and just, I mean, even to the point where you realize like, oh wow, like abandonment, you know, realizing that you were that was showing up, and so you wanted to do more things for yourself, and you noticed that it went away.
Oh my gosh, please pay attention to your dreams. Like, your dreams have so much information, and a lot of people say that they can't remember their dreams, right? Not everyone has that,
right?
There are a couple practices that you can do to like have a bigger grasp.
Okay, so let's have you share that, and then we'll end it.
Okay,
yeah, since you brought it up, because I'm kind of curious. Yes. There's only been a certain ones that I remember, but they stick. They stick, you know. And a lot of other ones I don't remember. But
well, first of all, get curious about your dreams. Like, allow your dreams. Like, talk about them with people. But in terms of memorizing them or remembering them, before you go to sleep, just set that intention. Like, right as you're getting ready to like drift off, like, I will remember my dreams. Say it a couple times. I will remember my dreams.
I will remember my dreams. I will remember them.
And then, of course, if you wake up and you feel like you can voice record or something, like voice record is kind of the better.
Because it's instant.
It's instant.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Your eyes don't have to work yet.
Yeah.
It can still be dark. So that helps to just like voice record a little memo. But the other thing about it is to like really have conversations about your dreams with people and incorporate your dreams as like a really legit and valid part of who you are, that they deserve exploration. And the more you explore your dreams, the more likely you are to remember your dreams. My friend Donnie, you know Donnie Brower?
I was just talking to him, and when you said that, it brought him up because he told me that he remembers his dreams because
Donnie
he's done
amazing.
Practices.
Yes.
Oh, hi Donnie, I'll tag you.
Yeah, tag Donnie because he's done a lot of study in the dream realm.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
went way in.
Yeah, he's a good one to talk about dreams with.
Okay.
So dreams are important. You're important. You are so important and beautiful, and you matter so much.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you. I'm so happy that we're able to do this.
Me too.
Oh my gosh, so major takeaways. Abandoning yourself won't get you nowhere if you're seeking for improvement. So hold your alone time.
Yeah.
Self-compassion. And literally just start from there. And be friends with us.
Be friends with us. Can I plug myself really fast?
Yeah, girl. Okay. Where can people find?
So on my website, if you sign up on my newsletter or like on the sign up on my website portion, I just am releasing really juicy, deep content into how to deepen your intimacy. With yourself and others. So you'll get a series of like 4 or 5 emails. Each one has a really meaningful practice, part of my personal story, some information. So I highly recommend. So my website, should I say it or do we just type it in?
I will type it in.
Okay.
Yes. We'll type it in the comments and I'll put it on my.com. There you go. So simple. You see her name.com. Okay.
HALLEY.com.
I'm going to leave it in the comment and I'm going to leave it on the title so it's all there.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh Okay. I love this. Oh my
I
gosh.
Thank
Love
you,
it so
people.
much. Yes, people. We will see you guys soon. Thank you for tuning in, all the replay viewers, and thank you so much for the love. Thank you. Mwah. Much love to you guys. Mwah.